is your Filipino radio experience in Las Vegas. PHLV Radio. PHLV Radio.
Hello, good evening, everybody. It's Saturday night. If you're watching us in the Pacific, it is 9:11. Medyo late ng konti, but it's okay. And if you're watching us in the Philippines, it is 12:11 as well on a beautiful Saturday. In Pacific, it is a Friday night. So good evening to everybody if you're watching us in the Pacific or in Los Angeles. And if you're watching us in the Philippines, magandang tanghali. And as always, I hope you're having a wonderful time, lunchtime, with your friends, loved ones, significant others, and friends. And also, magandang tanghali sa inyong lahat. And if you're watching us in different parts of the world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. And of course, hello to our Team Replay and Team Share. Thank you always for being here and being supportive of our show. Before anything else, we are live on different podcasts, namely Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. And of course, as of last year, fourth quarter of last year, it's Apple Music. Also, we're currently airing live on PHLB Radio Facebook page, as well as simultaneously PHLB Radio YouTube channel. So please do like, share, and subscribe. And if you want to be notified every time a show of PHLB is on air, please click on that notification bell. Also, if you're using Alexa, please, Alexa, just say, Alexa, play PHLB Radio. And if you're a member of a Amazon Fire TV, just look for a PHLB Radio channel. If you want to know more about our station and our shows, you could always check our website, which you could also use for you to view any of the programs of PHLB Radio. And our website is www.phlbradio.com. Yan. Oh, ganda ngayon ang ating show. And for those gonna be watching, our first honor natin is my good friend from Carson, I think Carson, Torrance, California. That's the beautiful Gilda Jigs Cooper. So happy viewing sa'yo. And she was texting me earlier because we're running a little bit late. So she was asking kasi she was looking for us for our show on Facebook, and she cannot find us because we were kind of late. There's a lot of things too happening. So before we proceed with our wonderful show tonight, and of course that is all about Fiesta Ko Sa Texas. We'll know more about it, the people behind it, the management people behind it, and of course we're gonna show some footage and performance of the guest artists that they have, Mr. Dimple himself, and of course the ABS-CBN part of the Hunks, as well as the heartthrob of ABS-CBN, and none other than Mr. Dimple, of course, Dieter Ocampo. So a lot of you are asking his whereabouts, so you're gonna see him at and also his performance during the fiesta. But before anything else, let me tell you about this upcoming concert of a good friend of ours, si Ivy Violan. It's going to be happening in Manila on September 12, 2026. That's going to be next month. And it's going to be Sparks of Love with, of course, Miss Ivy Violan. Ivy Violan, of course, is the music festival queen of the Philippines. And, of course, the up-and-coming Viva artist, I believe, and that is Cyrus. And Cyrus already guested on the show. So it's one production house of Ivy Violan, and it's gonna be Sparks of Love, and it's gonna be September 12th. For tickets, let's see if I could read those tickets. Okay, for tickets, it's gonna be, you could call Myra at 0917-3645-791. Or you could call Bell at 0920-692-0906 or Jing at 0927028066 3. And it's happening again next month, September 12, 2026, at the Dusit Hotel RJ Bistro. Doors open at 6 p.m. And of course, the show will start promptly and on time at 9 p.m. sharp. There will be a buffet cocktail while you're waiting for the show at 9 o'clock. So again, don't miss this wonderful show of Miss Ivy Violan and Cyrus Sparks of Love. Yeah. Okay. Now, like what I said, there's this fiesta that is happening, and it's an annual Filipino-American fiesta that happens annually at the beautiful city of Houston, Texas, and it's touted, or it is on the moniker or the tagline for that, ang pinakamasayang fiesta sa Amerika, and that is none other than Fiesta Ko Sa Texas. And I think we'll just show a poster of that while I'm giving a background. It all started way back 2014. And this was an idea. It was a small idea, a dream actually, of a very simple man. And his name is Augusto Bong Sosa. And I will show you his picture as well. So Bong Sosa happens to be part of Group 1, Fiesta Ko Sa Texas. So he owns two things. He owns AZ Media as well as One Philippines Texas edition. So he has this dream of having a fiesta to unite Filipinos in Texas and other states around Midwest. And so he dreamt of this because this fiesta is something that Filipinos we enjoy. And of course, to bring back the heritage. Bong Sosa is from Aklan. I was told he's from Aklan, and of course, it's a dream that became a reality. It's a lot of work, and he started way back in 2014. And we'll show you different posters. And it was not to put a fiesta. It's just like putting a show like ours. It takes a village to be able to do that. And that's what exactly from a simple dream of Bong Sosa, then the birth of Fiesta Ko Sa Texas came about. So the very first one, that happened in September, way back in 2014. And the first artist that they did was, the first artist who guested was the marquee artist was none other than the beautiful Chantus Carol Banawa. And it happened, the first ever Fiesta Ko Sa Texas happened way back in September 6 in 2014. And of course, just like any other event, this is like a baptism of fire. So he learned about all the challenges and of course the hard work that needs to be put in, because it is not an easy job. It's a job. It's not a walk in the park to put an event. It's a one-day event where there's food galore, there's a Philippine vendors, and there's a lot of vendors, and of course it's brand new, so there's so much challenges that happened during that time. Then of course 2014 happened, September 6th, and the following year they were able to bring. And this happens again in September, and this time they were able to bring ABS-CBN artists and none other than Matteo Gutticelli, and it was done at the Stafford Convention Center during that time. And of course, whatever the challenges they had for the 2014, they were able to kind of solve it in 2014, they were able to kind of like iron it out for 2015. But of course, as they said, during live, there's a lot of glitches that could happen. So being that it's a second year of them having this event, the support is still there from the Philippine consulate, and of course the other organization, the Rotary Club, the other organization in Texas, and some others. So this became like a mecca. It's a fiesta where everybody look forward to. So comes the following year, it's an annual thing. Now they've kind of fixed it now every August, first week of August. So now this time around in 2016, they had Fiesta Ko Sa Texas 2016, and we're showing you the poster. And their guest artist this time is again another ABS-CBN artist, and that's Enchong D. Again, there's a lot of cultural dances, vendors galore, food vendors, and of course wares and Filipinianas and all that. And again, several organizations. And so as they progress, this is their third year of having this event. And of course, through the hard work of Bong Sosa and the family, and we'll show also the family because as they said, behind a successful man is a woman. And of course, they are blessed with one child or one son, and that's JR, or happens to be I would assume there he is. And of course, the wife is Lisa Isagan, and of course, her moniker, because she is a patron of Louis Vuitton, so everybody calls her Mrs. Louis Vuitton. And of course, the other guy that you're seeing right now, that is JR Sosa, who happens to be the only son, and of course, the one who will inherit it all. And the guy is just amazing. I'm trying to convince him to guest on our show. He's a very young person, and he has his own business. He owns some properties already, and it's really a hard work on his end, and it's really one of those young person that I'd like to interview to give inspiration to a lot of people. So going back to Bong Sosa still at present works for Toyota in Houston, Texas, and is part of Group 1. And aside from that, he does a lot of philanthropic endeavors in Texas, and he's involved in several community events, and of course being the owner and the founder of One Philippines Texas edition, and that's the only Filipino-American newspaper in Texas. And of course, again, Fiesta Ko Sa Texas is again an annual thing that Bong Sosa and the family and the organization and all his friends would put together on a yearly basis. And this where yours truly came in, because I have to convince Bong to try other artists, and that happens to be the other network happens to be GMA, and that took place after 3 years of courtship. 3 years, and the background here is I met Bong Sosa way back prior to 2014, because at the time he is a very successful DirecTV dealer. I don't know if you're still familiar with DirecTV during that time. He's one of those dealers that happened to be very successful in what he does. So at the end of the day, that's where I met him as part of the revolution that we go to on a yearly basis. It's a summit that we go to for DirecTV. Now, going back, so upon knowing this Fiesta Ko Sa Texas, so yours truly was convincing him to try other artists from a different network, happens to be the rival network at the time, and that happens to be GMA. And the story behind that is he will not allow me to have that event if I cannot bring Aldab, because during that time Aldab was it was such a phenomena already as it is. So there's this need that he challenged me to bring May Mendoza and Alden Richard. Of course, I have to tell him that I cannot, and let's keep that poster on there. I cannot bring the Alda because Maine is not part of GMA at the time. He's part of AAA of Mr. Tubiera, and the only person that I could promise, with the help, of course, of GMA Network, of the president, and at the time the COO, and that happens to be Mr. Jimmy Duavit, we were able to bring the first ever GMA artist to grace the Fiesta Ko Sa Texas, and that happened in 2017 in August, and that happens to be Alden Richard, and of course being that the ALDA was really so hot during that time because July 2016 is when ALDA came into being. So that was such an event, to be honest, and it was really a very successful event for Fiesta Cosa Texas. But this time around, we didn't do it at Stafford. We did it at Bio City, Events Place, of course, located also in Bio City in Texas. And again, the guest artist there was the very first heartthrob of GMA Network who graced the event of Fiesta Cosa Texas. And because of that wonderful showing of the crowd embraced Alden Richard, so it became now, aside that we became friends from 20s, well, prior to that, but it kind of cemented my friendship with the Sosas because they are really amazing family. And of course, not to mention all the friends that are very supportive of the Sosas, and they're the Victorinos, and that's Ramel, and of course Cecile, and of course there's other people involved, which you will see the picture later. So the following year, of course, because of the success of the 2017, 2018, we're still at the realm of it. And I brought in, or through the help of GMA Network, we brought in the beautiful Carla Avellana. And that was, again, a big success. And of course, together with Carla on an annual basis, we always have, they always manage to bring local talents as well. And that was a big hit as well. So that's 2018. 2019, of course, they're still sticking out with the network, with GMA Network, and we brought in the counterpart, or the better half at the time of Carla Abellana, and that was Tom Rodriguez. So again, it was part of the GMA Network, GMA Pinoy TV, and again, Tom Rodriguez was a big hit as well, just like Alden's as well as Carla's. And that was 2019. 2020 and 2021, of course, there's the event was canceled 2 years in a row. There were no events happening because, you could all guess, because of COVID. And of course, during that time, if you could recall, during that time, no venue, all the venues were canceled. They were not allowed to have any events because of because of COVID and the pandemic happening, and everybody was so afraid because we don't know what it is or what hit it. So all the concert venues or the performance venues, they were all closed, and it really made an impact not only on Fiesta Cosa Texas but across the globe, especially in the entertainment industry. So after 2020, 2021, then came 2022. And of course, who would not be able to meaning it's the next salvo that we came back as Fiesta Cosa Texas 2022, and we brought in the comedy concert queen, none other than Ai de las Alas, together with the star for all genders, Joseph Jolito, who happens to be based in California. And of course, Ai being Ai, the comedy concert queen, she brought the house down because it was such a big hit because people were so longing for Fiesta Cosa Texas 2022, and 2 years was a gap, and there was no fiesta whatsoever and no events whatsoever happening for the past 2 years. So this was the salvo that was anticipated, most anticipated event for that year. Then 2023, we brought in another artist. Okay. And 2023, then I was 2023. 2023, we brought in a repeat, another comeback. And that happens to be, again, this time around after few years, we brought in again Tom Rodriguez, a different Tom Rodriguez. He's more relaxed this time, and of course, uh, and not to forget also, that was the first time I was able to meet a wonderful singer, Ashantus. If I would use that as a moniker for her. She's a nurse by profession, and she's based in Chicago, and her name is Kyla Tejero. And of course, a lot of people say that name is so familiar because she is the daughter of Ryan Tejero, whom you will see later because I'm going to show the picture of Ryan, who happens to be part of One Philippines right now. And he is part of the managing team of Fiesta Cosa Texas. Okay, so 2023, we brought in Tom Rodriguez, and it's another successful event for Fiesta Cosa Texas. 2024, this time around, and we could show the poster, we brought in the beautiful Max Collins. And as you know, after this event, Max of course, is from GMA Network. She is an actress, a model, an endorser, and now she is a content provider. Right after this show, which happens to be in 2024, Max became so huge. Now she's doing a lot of ramp modeling, and she's doing a lot in some not only doing some teleseries at GMA Network. She's also part of the ramp modeling in Paris, and of course, one of the things that I would promise you is we will try in future shows to show you different performances of each artist during Fiesta Cosa Texas. We're still putting all the videos together. We're still editing it. That's why I cannot show them at the moment. But like what I said earlier on the onset, we will show you the performance of the 2026 guest, and that's Dieter Ocampo. So Max Collins was 2024, right? So 2025, which happens to be this year, we brought in a Viva artist, and that's Sam Schoff. Sam Schoff is a singer, a musician, a songwriter, and originally based in Nevada, and he is the one of the sons of Arnie Hidalgo of the Hidalgo clan. And if you are familiar with Jeffrey Hidalgo of Smoky Mountain, Arnie is the sister of Jeffrey Hidalgo, and Sam Schoff happens to be the son of Arnie, as well as, of course, the nephew of Jeffrey. And of course, everybody loved him because the good thing with Fiesta Cosa Texas, they're bringing different artists for different generations. Because as like we did Carol Banawa, and then they did, of course, they did Matteo Gotticelli, and then after that they did Enchong D. You could see the pattern from the teeny boppers to the millennials, and then it goes to kind of the titas and all that, and of course you could see the variety of guest artists that they bring to the table. Fiesta Cosa Texas is an annual event. And of course, it highlights not only the artists, the marquee artists for that particular, and they're normally the finale of the event, but they have cultural shows, they have vendors that shows their wear, different products from the Philippines, different sponsors, different, I would say, ethnic things that you could buy. And of course, the food, it's just unbelievable. And they're, as far as vendors are concerned, they normally would be able to bring numbers of vendors. This year and the previous years, their vendors are always sold out because it is such a popular, like what I said earlier, siya ang pinaka masayang fiesta sa Amerika. And they are very consistent. And of course, this is again the hard work of the Sosa family, together, of course, with their managing partners and sponsors. And of course, through the help of the different organization in Texas and other states around Texas, and as well as the different organization and the consulate, Philippine consulate based in Houston, Texas. Okay, so we did Max Collins and we did Sam Shaw for 2025. Now, 2026, which is this year in August 1st, which is like normally, like what I said, the Mango Tours sponsored an artist who has been missed for quite some time because he does not get, he was an absent, he is an absentee as far as showbiz industry is concerned. He took a different route, and I got to know him, and he is now a captain of the Philippine Coast Guard Auxiliary. And of course, during the time, he is called Mr. Dimples. And like I said earlier, he's part of the hunks of ABS-CBN with Piolo Pascual, Bernard Palanca, Jericho Rosales, and of course, Dieter Ocampo, and there's another one, and Carlos Agassi. There's 5 of them, and they were called the hunks. So this was a surprise for a lot of people, and there's this clamor, and there was excitement to see Dieter back on stage. It was such a treat for a lot of people. So thank you to Mango Tours for sponsoring and sponsoring and bringing Dieter Ocampo to Fiesta Ko Sa Texas 2026. And of course, I will show you now, before we go further, I will show you now the people behind Fiesta Ko Sa Texas 2026. And we have a picture of them. And part of the festivity of Fiesta Ko Sa Texas, there is always this search for Miss Fiesta Ko Sa Texas. 2 years prior, they had also a Mr. Fiesta Ko Sa Texas, but because the Miss looking or a search for Miss Fiesta Ko Sa Texas is more popular because as we all know, beautiful ladies are coming from Texas, right? And of course, this is, I think, the 3rd year that they had that. But let's show the people behind Fiesta Ko Sa Texas 2026. And it's a photo that we're going to show you, and we need to give the credit where credit is due, right there. Okay, so the middle person, as you have seen earlier, that is Bong Sosa, who is the owner of One Philippines Texas edition and the founder of Fiesta Ko Sa Texas. And next to his right, if you're looking at the screen, on your left, the guy in black, that is Ryan Tejero, who is the national president now of UP Alumni Association. And next to him, next to Ryan, the lady in black too, and she is the punong abala, or the person in charge of the search, as well as the program for the search for Miss Fiesta Ko Sa Texas yearly. Okay, that is Tess Mangahis. And on the right, the yellow, the lady in yellow, and the next to her, that the husband and wife, they are the Manuels of Mango Tours in Texas. And the lady is Kip Manuel, and the guy is, of course, the husband. The loving husband happens to be Francis Manuel of Mango Tours, Texas. And next to, of course, to Francis, who is the tallest of them all, is the son, the only son of Bong and Lisa, and that happens to be JR, who in my guess would be the next owner of Fiesta Ko Sa Texas when the time comes, because he has a good head in his shoulder, he's a good businessman, and for his young age, he's really well put together. And by the way, my good friend JR is very single and looking, okay? I know he's gonna hate me for saying that. Okay, so that's the people behind the Fiesta Cosa Texas. Now let's go to the funny thing is, of course, that Dieter Ocampo happens to be not my artist, and I was not the one who brought in, but uh, I was summoned by by Bong Sosa to fly to Texas to be part of Fiesta Cosa Texas, because Texas would always have a special place. Houston and Fiesta Cosa Texas is always an event dear and close to my heart, because we've been with them since 2017. From Alden to Carla to Tom, and then of course a break 2021 to Tom again, up to I to Tom, and then to Max Collins, and then to Sam Schaff, and then of course the now Dieter Ocampo. So there's a lot of pictures that we will show you later today, and how things happen in Texas is on the Friday or a day before the event, they will always have a meet and greet, or wait, they call it sponsors night or a press con night. And they did that also for Dieter Ocampo, and it's always sponsored by Seafood City, Houston. So they have this event, like in this particular case, it happened Friday afternoon, going into early evening, and of course there's a lot of fans who waited for Dieter Ocampo, and there was a Q&A, and there's some performances prior to that, and you'll see all these pictures later as an end credit for this particular show. Now, aside from that, and then of course right after the meet and greet with Dieter Ocampo at Seafood City, then the artist Dieter, together with the management team of Fiesta Cosa Texas, they went around going to different sponsors, like of course and of course we had dinner and all that. But and that was the time we got to know better about Dieter Ocampo and what he's doing now and all that. Incidentally, few weeks ago, like back in July, I believe July 19th, was Dieter Ocampo's birthday. So there was a little celebration at that time as well. And of course, right after the following day, there was also a mini celebration. But that we will show that if that mini celebration have to get permission first from the powers that be to show that, because it's really a very exclusive kind of celebration for Dieter Ocampo. But and as I promised to you, we will show you some performances or performance or of Dieter Ocampo as the guest artist for Fiesta Cosa Texas 2026. And what we'll do is we'll do snippets of it. And one thing that is so nice about this particular event, and some unique, because normally fiestas you'll have cultural dancers, you have singers, and then you have awards nights, and you have of course the vendors, the food vendors, wares vendors, different, and of course this time around, what's unique is the Philippine consulate had a booth, actually two booths, where they were able to assist people who wants to do voting registration, and that's the courtesy, of course, is Philippine consulate in Houston, and you can see some of the pictures later. But as I promised, here are the performance of Dieter Ocampo, and I'll get back to you to give you highlights of that one after the other. So, because it's been a while since Dieter Ocampo has graced the stage, so this was like not really a baptism of fire, but it was really so cool, because I got to know him as a person, not only as an artist, but I could tell the guy is very professional. The guy has it, and I was amazed of the talent, the oozing of talent. He's very intelligent. He knows a lot of trivias, and he talks with sense. A very intelligent guy, and I wish he could do a comeback. And he said that he during the meet and greet and Q&A, he was telling us that there's some scripts, there's some projects being offered to him, but he's just looking for the right project to make a comeback. He has not really forgotten show business, but at the end of the day, he's enjoying his life right now as it is. So without much further ado, here is the performance of Dieter Ocampo at Fiesta Ko Sa Texas.
It's working.
Hello everybody, how are you? To the Fiesta Ko Sa Texas 2026. It's so nice to be here. Thank you so much. Of course, take this opportunity to acknowledge and say thank you to Mango Tours for the kind invitation, and of course, One News Philippines, and of course, Seafood City. The way people from Houston, the Filipino community, the way they welcome a guest. I think I need to take off my barong. I cannot see everybody. So, let me just... Okay. This is really such a great experience, everybody. How are you? How are you guys? Oh, hey! What's your name? Mesa. Alright. Good to see you here. We have so many friends coming here today. Yesterday, we were at the Seafood City for a meet and greet. And I'm hoping that most of you who were there yesterday are also here today. Right? And we had such a great time. So today is going to be a day. And I would like to be able to acknowledge as well some of our friends who are supporting this event. Our friends from various institutions. We are welcomed very warmly by the consular team. So if they may acknowledge, is the Consul General here today? But anyway, just want to share to everyone that we had a really good experience. We visited Good times never seem so good. Begin to know where I know it's close. How about those people in the back? When you believe, I believe, count on, growing hard and growing strong. Again! One. Okay, one last round. Let's do this all together. The time never seems so good. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that was the two performance or songs of Dieter Ocampo. So the first one, which it was not as clear, was he sang "Beautiful Girl," and then the what he did was he was singing behind the stage first, or far away from the stage, by the dressing room, and then he entered, and it became pandemonium when he entered because people have their cameras ready and videos, and it was really a big surprise to see Dieter Ocampo again on stage. And of course, he as part of because of his he was wearing a barong because he said it's very Filipiniana and in observance of the Fiesta Ko Sa Texas. So it was very interesting because one of the things that you would notice is the audience. They're not the millennials that normally we would see who would gather around the stage and who will be screaming and will be googling and gaga over an artist, but these are most likely the titas and then of course the but a little mature people who really are fans of Dieter Ocampo to this day. Before anything else, we have, eto pala, Gilda is our first honor who was here. Angelina Tabuena is watching also. Hello, Angelina. And of course, Mrs. Louis Vuitton herself, Lisa Isagan, the beautiful wife of the founder and owner of Fiesta Ko Sa Texas, and of course, One Philippines Texas edition, the wife of Bong Sosa, and of course, the mother of J.R. Sosa. And of course, Gemma Garcia Cabrera is also watching, and they're watching us from Houston, Texas. Puyatan na talaga to. Sabi ni, good evening, Sir Josh, sabi ni Gemma Garcia Cabrera, and hello to your daughter as well. Tapos, tekasin pa, si Daisy Abadia. Daisy, are you back in Koreatown? Let's get together one of these days. Sabi niya, good evening, Josh. Hi, good evening to you, Daisy, as well. Romel Victoriano. I always murder his name. Romel is, I call him Lucky, and there's an inside joke about that. So Romel is always the perennial, the go-to security person of all the artists that I have brought in or graced the Fiesta Ko Sa Texas from 2017 during my time to this day. And of course, Mel is married to the lovely Cecile, the nurse Cecile. And of course, with Ramel there, no one get in to anybody without passing through Ramel. Ramel is just an amazing person. He's a producer as well of concerts in Houston, Texas, as well as in Dallas, Texas. And the good thing with Ramel is a very good friend, a BFF of Bong Sosa, and they are always there to support the couple, Cecile, as well as Ramel. They're always there to support Bong. And imagine you could see the friendship that they have between the couples of the Sosas as well as the Victoriano. They would Cecil and Ramel are based in Dallas, and that's like 4 hours drive from Dallas to Houston, and they would go there to Houston every single year since I got to know them in 2017. Prior to that, I've known them because of some of the events that I did for Pinoy TV. But they're always there. They're a fixture. And like what I said to Bong, with Ramel being there as part, as the guy taking care of the security side, I have no worries about the artist and the well-being of the artist. You know how sometimes it because of the popularity of the artist, they get mugged, and people would just try to get them all over the place. Ramel is always there, and again, I know on behalf of the Fiesta Ko Sa Texas, especially Bong Sosa, thank you, Cecil, and thank you, Ramel, for always. And if I have not said that to you personally in the past, maraming salamat for always being there, not only support our good friends, Bong Sosa and the Sosa family, but always being supportive of myself and the artists that I would bring to Houston, Texas. And hopefully we could do some projects together in 2027 in Dallas. And let's hope for that. Okay, so that's about Ramel. Then sabi ni Daisy, okay, I'll take up on that, Daisy, maybe next week. Looking forward to that. If you're here, just text me. Casimiro Ang is watching us at the beautiful place called Legazpi City in Albay. Nako, sabi niya, hi Kuya Josh, sunny afternoon from Legazpi, Albay, Bicol. And hello to Ancora Matet and Yvette, as well as Nathan. Yan. Hopefully the sun now would continue, especially after the floods happening in different parts of the Philippines. Rosana Miral Barrera is still watching us from Binyang, Laguna. If you're familiar with Dr. Rosana Miral Barrera, she's really based in Doha, Qatar. She's a dentist from Calamba, Laguna. And of course, now she's an educator in Doha, Qatar. And she's doing a vacation in the Philippines. And if you just watched or you have seen her for sure if you watch It Bulaga. She was a guest in one of the segment of It Bulaga. And that is the singing dentist. That is Rosana Miral Barrera. And now she is in Binyang, Laguna watching us live. And she's asking for Filipino sa Qatar. Hello everybody sa Filipino sa Qatar. Si Jayco as well as the Ophinia family. Hello to you. Sabi ni Casimiro Ang or si Jojo Ang, love and regards from Mama Yvette, Nathan, and Matet. And hello to our live viewers. Naku, 65,000 yata kayo ngayon. So maraming salamat. So, okay, going back to Fiesta Ko Sa Texas. Okay, so again, Fiesta Ko Sa Texas is an annual thing. It's an annual event. It is the only fiesta happening in Midwest, especially in Houston, Texas. So siya noted as or tagged as pinakamasayang fiesta sa Amerika. And this happens every first week of August. So if you intending to attend or to be part of Fiesta Ko Sa Texas, just to let you guys know, it is happening again next year in 2027, August, first week of August. And normally, in the past, in the recent past, it's always done on a Sunday. But now, the new Fiesta Ko Sa Texas, or the much improved Fiesta Ko Sa Texas, is doing it every Saturday now, moving forward, which is a better day to have a fiesta because people are not rushing to go home to go to work the following day. This time it's done on a Saturday, which is a great idea. And kudos to Bong Sosa, JR, to Raya, to Tess, and whoever behind that moving from Sunday to Saturday is just an excellent idea. And hopefully it's gonna be done again. Parang naging home base na talaga ng Fiesta Ko Sa Texas ang Bayou City Events Place. it's just an amazing place, and the acoustics is great. And of course, like what I said, it's an annual thing, happens every August. And the founder, of course, at ang mga naghihirap talaga dyan is the team of Bong Sosa, Lisa Isagan, and of course JR, together with Ryan Tejero, as well as si Tess Mangahis. So, of course, with the help of the Philippine Consulate and the Rotary Club and all the organizations and the nurses and the teachers that who happen to be very supportive of Fiesta Ko Sa Texas. Talagang this is the much anticipated event, yearly much anticipated. And of course, now with the idea of having a search for Miss Fiesta Ko Sa Texas on a yearly basis, it is now more popular than any. And as a token of as a token for Tess Mangahis, who happens to be the head person or the person in charge of the search, they are open now for application or nomination for 2027 Fiesta Ko Sa Texas. And to my understanding, and of course I could be corrected, but I was told there will be Ginang Fiesta Ko Sa Texas, which is for the misses, as well as they're looking into kids or teen Fiesta Ko Sa Texas. And of course, we'll give you more information about that. But if you are interested to be part of Fiesta Ko Sa Texas 2027, which is August of next year, please do email, PM, or even call Bong Sosa, Tess Mangahis, or Ryan Tejeros, even JR, or even Lisa Isagan. Okay? Now, let's see. There's more. Okay. Si Rosana Millar, before I show you the other performance of Dieter Ocampo, Rosana Millar Barrera said, Adele Ordinario and Phil Davila Catinoy. Naku, wanted yata kayo. Si Nel Verhel Bosi of Mega World, sabi niya hello. And if you are looking for condos, you could look for Neil Verhel Bosi. Yeah, and happy viewing sa'yo, Neil. So, one of the interesting thing that Dieter did, which is very unique, I would say, and not your typical performance. The guy is so talented, and he wrote a poem, and this was dedicated for the different generations of the people of Texas, the Filipino American Texas, from our ancestors who decided to settle in Houston or in Texas, to the generation now. It's a call as well as an advice, as well as, and you'll hear the whole thing because we have a better tape on that. And it's dedicated to the people of Texas. And this was handwritten and framed by Dieter Ocampo. And this particular poem, which is already framed, will be handed over for safekeeping to the Fiesta Ko Sa Texas winner for 2026. The Fiesta to Texas winner and the Miss Fiesta Ko Sa Texas is none other than Leah Ramos. And you'll see pictures of her later. And a very beautiful lady, as well as oozing with talent, because she could belt and she could really sing. And typical of a Filipina, sabi nga nila, don't give them the mic because they could sing like that never been seen. So this is one of those, and we'll show the performance of Leah next time, or Leah Ramos next time. Now, one of the things that which I find it so unique and so different is this poem, framed poem, will be for safekeeping and will be passed on to the next queen next year. Aside from the crown and the sash, then this poem of Dieter Ocampo would be passed on as part of the prize, but not for not to be kept by the existing or the current queen or the future queen, but to be a keeper, to be a safekeeper of that framed poem. So without much further ado, and hopefully you could listen to the words and the poetry of Peter Ocampo, which he did at Fiesta Ko Sa Texas 2026. Let's show the video.
Guys, to stay and enjoy the rest of the program, okay? Can we everyone please enjoy and just keep going around and experience every possible way that you can reconnect with all the Filipino friends. This is my gift. Earlier I told you that I have a gift for you. This is it, okay? This is part of this momentous event because this is very important. So I hope I get everyone's attention. Just give me a very few minutes of your time. I wrote this poem, okay? I wrote this poem to dedicate this to all the men and women, the elders, the young people of Houston, Texas. This poem will be now, it's framed right here, so this will now be part of this Miss Fiesta Ko Sa Texas 2026. Okay, let me read it for you. The title of this poem is The Canopy of Our Common Sky. To our elders in the room, the ones who crossed the ocean decades ago, with heavy suitcases, light pockets, and prayers whispered low. You sacrificed the comforts of the land you knew so your children could breathe the air of this Texas sky so blue. We see your hands lined with a history of hard work. We see your eyes filled with a quiet pride of survival. You are the roots. You are the reason why we stand here tonight. And to our youth, the young people, please listen up. You are the dreamers, the creators of the digital age. We know it isn't always, you have to listen, it isn't always easy for you to step into the stage. You are walking on a tightrope between two different worlds, balancing the tradition of the old country with the modern flags unfurled. Sometimes the language gap feels like an ocean of its own. Sometimes you feel misunderstood, trying to carve a path unknown. But hear me tonight, just at least for tonight. Your hyphenated identity is not a burden. It is your superpower. Look around this room. Look at everyone. Look at the beautiful mosaic that have been made. We are a tapestry of different generations, different backgrounds, and varied ethnicities. Yet, we are all gathered here under the exact same canopy of heaven. When we blend the wisdom of the old, of course, those are the elders, with the fire of the young, these are the young people we have here on stage as well, we have a melody of unity and enduring friendship, and is not divided by our differences. We are magnified by them. So, tonight, as our new Miss Fiesta Ko Sa Texas takes her crown, she does not just represent beauty. She represents our common ground. That's a huge responsibility. She wears the resilience of the grandmothers, who paved the way. She holds the vibrant energy of the youth who will lead tomorrow's day. She is the bridge between our history and our destiny. So let us celebrate the bonds that time cannot end. Let us walk together this beautiful shared road, bound by one spirit beneath the endless Texas sky. We lift our heritage, and together we fly. This plaque of appreciation will be part of the tradition every year. So this was personally written by me, and it's gonna be now part of Miss Texas Go every year. So our crown winner will be the safekeeper, and she will hand it over to next year's winner. Whoever will be crowned for next year's Miss Fiesta Ko SA Texas. So again, to all my kababayans, our Filipino community, I'm very happy and proud to have met all of you.
Okay.
This meant a lot to me, and not just for me, but speaking on behalf of everyone who became part of this event. Thank you so much, and this is really, really meaningful. Maraming salamat, and God bless, Godspeed.
So that was the poem, created, made by Dieter Ocampo, and hopefully we'll try to get a transcript of that because it's really a beautiful poem that he wrote, and he said he wrote it. I believe when he found out that he's going to be going to Texas. So it's just an amazing. It talks about and it gives credit to the. He said it's the old generation passing into the new generation, and the challenges that the old generation, the Filipino migrants, did to pave the way to the new generation. And like what he said, it will be passed on from generation to generation. That plaque will be safe. It will be for safekeeping of the current Fiesta Ko SA Texas queen, and that's Leah Ramos. It's Leah, Leah, so it's Leah Ramos, and you'll see her performance next time. And so for 2026 Fiesta Ko SA Texas, it was Dieter Ocampo. Now the big question now for Bong Sosa and of course his team of One Philippines AZ Media, who would be the celebrity guest for 2027. So your guess is as good as mine, because the wonderful thing about this group, they always manage to kind of welt the palate of wet the palate of and the anticipation for next year's event, because everybody would like to know who would be the next artist. You never know. There's some names being floated around, but I am not about to divulge yet until we get a confirmation from the artist that would be. But guaranteed, it will be one hell of a celebration again for 2027. And that, again, it takes a village to have a Fiesta Ko SA Texas. It is an idea, it is a dream, a simple dream of a simple man. And this dream is now bigger than ever. Every year, it's a sold out event for the vendors. And year after year, it is the most anticipated Fiesta gathering in Texas or in the Midwest. And it has already a special place in people's heart. It is something that they look forward on a yearly basis. That's why the challenge now for the team of Bong, JR, Ryan, Tess, Lisa is to top themselves from 2014, 2015, 2016, 17, 18, 19, then 20. 22, 23, 24, 25. It's always to make the event better, and being an observer and being a witness to all these events from 2017, this I have to say, I have never seen a hardworking group of people, whether they're part of the team or they're volunteering, or it's just going home to a family, and you're going home to a celebration. It's a reunion of some sort, and that is what Fiesta Ko Sa Texas means to me. And it's always something that I look forward to, whether it's an artist that I brought into the event, or it's an artist that was sponsored by another company. But Fiesta Ko Sa Texas definitely is a special event, not only for me, but a lot of people who had participated, who guested, who was part of or were part of the event. And definitely it is definitely an event for you not to miss. If I would grade it, it's always 10 over 10. Of course, there's always challenges. Live show is always a challenge. There's always some glitches here and there, but they are just professional enough to be able to mitigate, to be able to solve it as it comes. Again, congratulations to Bong Sosa, J.R. Sosa, Lisa Isagan, Ryan Tejero, and of course to Tess Mangahis, and to the men and women, like what the teacher said, to the men and women behind Fiesta Ko Sa Texas. Congratulations. Kudos to a very successful event. Looking forward to Fiesta Ko Sa Texas 2027. Teka. Oh, Adele Ordinario. Just sabi niya, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. And hello, Kuya Josh and Rosana Miller Barrera and Johan. And sabi niya, I'm homesick. Ay, pahinga. There's a lot of things going on now. Drink a lot of water, be hydrated, and just feel better, and be safe. So this is the conclusion of our show for tonight. But don't go away, because we have so many pictures to show you that we took during Fiesta Ko Sa Texas, and you might even see yourself there. So please stay put while we do the end credit. I will close the show, and then we will show all the pictures that were taken during Fiesta Ko Sa Texas 2026. Looking forward to another wonderful event next year, as I've said, 2027, Fiesta Ko Sa Texas. Okay, now, as I advise every time I close a show, be kind. You can never go wrong with kindness. And any act of kindness that you do to people, it is already a guarantee. It will come back to you in so many ways, some in different situation, different people. And when you wake up in the morning, be grateful, because that is another day for you to write a story of your life. And on top of that, choose to be happy when you wake up, because it's going to set up the stage, the mood of what your day is going to be like for that particular day. So with that, maraming salamat for tuning in. Looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. I promise. Live ko si Kuya Josh tomorrow. Marami ng concern dahil sa mga letters na hindi ko pa nababasa on air. But tomorrow it's gonna be a different letter tomorrow for the Kuya Josh. It's gonna be, if you're watching in America, it's 10 p.m. In the Pacific. If you're watching us in the Philippines, it's gonna be 1 p.m. on a Sunday. And if you could just check your local channel and local, depending on your time zone, your location. Okay? So magandang salamat po sa inyong lahat for tuning in. Maraming salamat, Fiesta Ko Sa Texas, for allowing us to show snippets of the event. As I promised, we will edit some of the performances from 2014, 16, 17 up to the 2026. We'll collate that, so at least you'll see the different performances of the artists who graced the stage of Fiesta Ko Sa Texas from 2014 to where it is today. And that is a promise. Let's just allow us to work on the editing first of all these videos, and then we'll have a one show dedicated to all the performances of the artists that who were part of the celebration of Fiesta Ko Sa Texas in Houston, Texas. Okay, maraming salamat po. So please do watch the pictures on the end credit. Okay, with that, maraming salamat po. Looking forward to seeing you again. Maraming salamat for our technical team, to Johan Saison for putting this together. Like just Fiesta Ko Sa Texas, it also takes a village to put a show like Alam Mo Ba with Jush Andowitt. Maraming salamat po. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. God bless us all if I don't see you tomorrow, and enjoy the pictures. Here we go.
Just like a friend from back home. This is your Filipino radio experience in Las Vegas. PHLV Radio.